Yo, what's up guys, I'm Quantum, and today I'm going to bring you guys the ultimate movement tutorial. The move techniques covered in this video will make you untouchable if you master them, so make sure you watch this if you want to be a god at Apex. So, we're going to be covering wall jumping, tap strafing, zipline jumping, crouch jumping, and sliding when you're standing still. Most of these techniques are used by movement gods Fade and Lyric and many more, so if you've been watching them and you want to learn how to do what they do, this is the video for you. So the first technique I'm going to be talking about is wall jumping. This is probably the easiest and simplest way to outplay your opponents, and it's a really powerful tool if you're in a disadvantage. The first thing you want to start with is getting the crouch jump timing. The best way to practice it is just by crouching and jumping and then climbing the wall to the top. Once you have that timing down, all you have to do is look at the wall and press space when you touch it. Make sure you aren't pressing any movement keys while you do this. If you press W, you won't go anywhere. If you press A and D, you're going to screw up the momentum. So it's just space, no movement keys. This tactic is extraordinarily good for getting a outplay on your opponents or confusing them. You can wall jump, pull out your gun, and spray them on your way down. Another way you can use this technique is hitting opponents that are on the other side of the wall that you can't reach without exposing yourself. This can only work on small walls, but it can be super powerful if you master it. So next I'm going to explain tap strafing. This technique is a little more complicated than wall jumping, but it can also be so powerful if you use it in the right way. From what I've seen, there's multiple correct ways to tap strafe, but for me the easiest way to do it is to spam the movement key for the direction I'm going in. So if I'm going to move to the right and I want to tap straight to the right, I'll spam D and I'll slowly turn to the right. Once you master tap strafing, you can completely cut around corners, and you can also add in wall jumps to the end of your jump. Trust me guys, I know this sounds complicated, and in some cases it really can be, but the easiest way to look at it is just to move in the direction that your movement keys are going in. This technique can be really useful when running away from opponents or tricking them. You can just cut around corners and reposition yourself really easily. So next I'm going to be talking about zipline jumping and the proper way to do it. First I'm going to talk about the proper way to use a zipline jump, then I'm going to cover some myths, and finally I'll explain how to use this technique to become untouchable if there's a zipline near you. This is the wrong way to zipline jump. You're getting no momentum and you're going almost nowhere. This is the right way to do it. It looks almost low gravity, and the simplest way to do it is to press E on the zipline and then scroll wheel to jump. This will give you low grav zipline momentum, and it'll make you untouchable if you learn how to master it. Make sure you do not jump when trying to perform the low gravity zipline technique. It will not give you the momentum and you will go the same way as you do normally. Once you have the low gravity zipline jump down, you can start pairing it with the second zipline jump to go super far. You can use this technique in a zipline building to clear more than one floor with seamless movement. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the regular versus the low grav. Here's an example of using this technique to skip 2 floors in a World's Edge building. You can also use this strategy to jump up and make peaks that you wouldn't normally be able to make, or shoot people on a floor above you while maintaining your position. Also, if you don't know how to make your jump button your scroll wheel, you can make it a secondary bind in settings by binding it to your scroll wheel. Next, I'm going to talk about repeatedly crouch jumping or slide jumping. This can be super useful for popping meds and trying to keep your momentum. This one is really easy along with wall jumping, and it's also really powerful, so if you learn how to use it, you definitely will become a better player. And as for how to do it, all you want to do is create a crouch hold bind. Crouch gets some momentum and repeatedly tap space, and you'll keep moving at the same speed. You can also pair this technique with this tap strafe. You can cut around corners and keep your sliding momentum. This also works while popping meds, so keep that in mind. This next one might be my favorite for outplays, and it's taking a crouch jump and using it while you're standing still to create a super fast speed boost with almost no movement to start out with. This one takes quite a bit of practice to master, but the simplest way to do it is just to know when you start sprinting. It only takes a little bit of time of pressing W for you to fully start sprinting, so you can press it for like a really short amount of time and still gain that speed boost. Practicing this one is pretty simple. All you need to do is get some trial and error and practice how long it takes you to press W into a crouch slide to gain that momentum. Keep in mind you can pair this one with a wall jump to make yourself almost invincible after you pop the shield battery or you have no momentum. So now I'm going to tell you how and when you should use this technique. I find it really nice for approaching someone in a close quarter fight. So if you both are somewhat not moving that much and you want to approach them really fast and catch them off guard, you can use this technique and pop right next to them and hit them with a couple shots. Trust me, they won't expect it. You can also use this technique to reposition yourself in an unexpected way. So instead of just climbing the wall here, I can use this technique and climb up over here and hit him with some bullets. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned from this. Make sure you guys let me know if these strategies work for you. I'm pretty sure they will if you get them down. So yeah, keep practicing, get good at these, and you'll become a movement god. Alright guys, have a blessed day. Peace out.